What's going on, YouTube? So we made a trip back down to Attica again. We'll stay local this weekend. Attica Oakshade Challenge Series. These tracks are within an hour and a half of each other, so they kind of team up. One runs Friday night, one runs Saturday night. So it's cool to see local tracks working together. It made sense. The steel blocks are down at Atomic this weekend, so that's about four and a half for us. So stay local. Made sense this weekend. So we'll try our luck here again. Summer decided to show up, so now it's like 90 degrees and hot. So we were talking about that first sweat of the year, that wise advice from Chris Keller that it's good for you. We forgot to ask him about the second sweat of the year. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this. So
I was yelling about the first sweat.
Yeah,
it's too hot.
We got everybody here. We got former crew guy in the black there, Zach. I'm sorry, he's in the gray. I'm looking through the camera talking, but that's Zach, and his dad showed up. Got the merchandise lady. She was pissed because I didn't bring her trailer. I forgot it. I forgot to purchase it actually. So we do got the new swag in. We got the t-shirts. We got Vanna White, I think is her name. Got the t-shirts. We got them in black and gray, and then we got the hats too, only in black. So limited quantities of both, but hopefully we sell some of those and get some fans wearing some stuff. So we got the new quarter panel on this week. Setup's about the same as we kind of rolled off here last week, 2 weeks ago. So we'll give it a try. Looks like we got a pretty decent field of late models here tonight, and always a good field of sprints here. So track looks pretty good when we rolled in. We're excited about it. We'll give her hell. was really good in hot laps qualifying. Another fastest overall time in our group, which is, I mean, it's great and it's bad at the same time. The invert's 4, so we start 4th now against couple pretty fast guys in front of us. So that's how it goes. I'm never gonna sandbag for qualifying just to start on a row ahead. You know, we want to go out there and kind of see what we have, and I think we were 3rd overall fastest. So definitely a good effort. Car feels real good. We made a few changes coming in this week. Driver feels all right, so we'll give it hell for the heat and see what we end up with.
1 through 8 in tonight's A-Main.
toward the end of the race there, after that second caution, I couldn't get as good of a drive off. I don't know if I had the right rear hot or what.
She might have got hot.
But oh yeah, it was good. Like I said, it could use a little more initial center.
Like an instant?
Like initial center. Like right when I picked the throttle up, I needed to lean. I mean, it was probably the best it's been. But like I could use it just a split second sooner if it could, because it wasn't snug at all. Like the car was good. I just, toward the end of the race, it wasn't, I didn't have as much center off. Off was fine, center, that initial center. When I went back to throttle, I couldn't roll as hard to like, because they'd be out here and I would start running up, but I couldn't, they would out pull me.
Couldn't feeble them.
And like when I went to the high side, with it not being loaded up there, like I was loading it in the center, it didn't have nearly as much through the center off. Like I couldn't get off as good out of 2 as I had been getting out of 2. You know, even in 3 and 4, like the center was really good.
But you had to be like banging it up there.
Yeah, I figured I probably had to just be higher.
Yeah, you just had to lean up against it.
I just felt like I'm really good.
There wasn't much up there until you got to it.
Right.
So
they were pulling away, and I thought, well, I'm going to try to go back down here, and then I ran them back in, and I'm like, okay.
You were gone from Casey. Maybe you 3 were gone.
I mean, we were right there fucking with them, dude. We were fucking this close to being, like, if I had a little more down the straightaway.
Big motor?
Yeah. I mean, I'd have fucking been able to get. So, pretty damn good heat race. We had Schlenk and Herb Reif that started in front of us. We had Casey Noonan in there too. So pretty stout heat race. Hang on just a second. Some of the
look,
fans.
it's our favorite little fans.
So you guys are gonna be
Say
famous
hi.
on YouTube. No, that were top 2. So anyhow, so we were really good. We battled for second most of the race. The leader was right there in our sights. Just didn't quite have enough. The car was really good though. So make a few changes going in the feature. We're after the 410, so they'll probably blow the track off a little bit more. Kind of anticipating on that, but overall, really good heat race run. Should start acing the show, and we'll see how she does. If we can pull a top 5 out of it, I'll be happy. Up there on the front of the cabinet, you'll see it's Corbett Great Pack. I think so.
Doing.
Yeah?
Go fast change. We're going to try to make it go faster. Try to get this thing tuned up so it rolls through the center faster than them guys can roll through the cush. See how this goes.
So, turns out we're starting 10th in the feature, which is fine. Still on the outside. See if we can't drive it up to a top 5.
They had some weird, basically like provisional redraw for fastest qualifiers that didn't make the redraw that I've never seen, nobody's heard of, so we should have started 8th, but instead we're starting 10th, so whatever, run it.
See what she does.
Feature time. Here we go.
left rear and some shit, and like it was perfect, dude. Like I could sling that fucker in, and the left rear would hook on something, and it would just drive up off. And then like toward the end of the race, like I couldn't hold that line up off anymore.
Were you not low enough? Because toward the end, you were about half a car wider on exit.
I know, because it was skating up.
Oh,
like that shit, I think we burned that shit up there.
You couldn't get a hold of it no more to pull you back into
keep it down there. You know, unless I really woed center down. I'm like, well, I don't want to woe center down that much, because that's where I'm making my, you know, I thought
running a little more of a, like running a little wider on entrance and running down to it.
There wasn't enough in the center of the track. Like Attica's weird like that. You can't use that because it'll just full slide up the track. You know, I should have tried one lap up there on the cushion and like just because it was so good on entrance.
Look at her.
It was so good on entrance, dude. I could drive in on fuel, like half fuel, and like just right to center, and it would just steer right to where I wanted it. And then it would get a little snug on me, and I would just pick throttle back up, and it would turn. You know, there was a couple times I got the car tight on my own.
Yeah, there was a couple times I seen you break them on exit.
Yeah, because it got snug, like right there in the center. You know, and then I'm trying to backpedal to maintain, because here you got to kind of do that. Like sometimes you fuck up, just go back to it, because there's enough grip in the straightaways that it'll hook up. You know, it ain't like Oak Shade where you're gonna spin them to the flags.
We'll see tomorrow, though.
Oh, we'll see. I don't know. That was fun. So what did we end up, 6th?
Yeah.
Again? Fucking A.
If you could have ground off, you should have slid up the problem.
I know. If I could have got that 92 car, but he was just a little bit better off than me.
Yeah. Oh, that motor.
So another pretty good night. Honestly, to run 6th here with the caliber of cars that showed up tonight, I'm very pleased with that. I started 10th. We survived some attrition. There's a couple guys that fell out and had some issues, right? But that's part of a feature. You got to be there at the end. And so to run 6th tonight with that group of guys, I mean, you got Ryan Missler here and Schlenk, the UMP national champion 3 times over, and you know Shields, a multi-time Attica track champion. That's a pretty damn good run for us, and it was fun. We rolled around the bottom pretty good there, so it's a fun night. Nothing's wrecked. It's just dirty, you know. Are you Robertson? Right. Yeah, use a plastic.
I got it, bud.
Are you Robertson? No, bud.
No. I'm gonna leave Attica at Attica.
Yeah, it's dirty. Yeah, it's this dirt here is weird that they put on there this year. It's almost like oily in a weird way. So like when it hits the visor, the shield, like normally after the first couple laps you get all that spray, you can like wipe and it's fine. You're good to go for a little while. But here, like every lap, it just your tear off gets worse and worse and worse. And I'm not quite good enough yet to, you know, be comfortable tearing tear offs off in the middle of traffic like that. So there's a couple of laps there where it's like I'm looking through speckles, but I don't know.
An odd clay.
Yeah, it's an odd clay.